December 21st, 009. I think it's about 12:15. We're in Ephesus, and we're standing inside the Grand Theater. How much did it seat?
24,000.
24,000 people. And it was built by Joanne and then enlarged by the Romans. Who is it built by?
The initial.
Anyway, it got bigger. I want to take you over here. Oh, this was kind of like the backstage area, the stage area, and it was originally as high as the stands themselves. And
Mom, get a photo of us.
all this stuff was built with acoustics in mind. At least that's what we were told, such that you could have the 25,000 people sitting in here. And as you know, they didn't have microphones in those days. And so the actors could just speak in their normal voice, and they could be heard in the whole theater. Without having to use microphones, so they had to stay quiet.
I know, but only 2-3 more shots. Please.
Once again, someone slipped.
Originally, the water came within about 600 yards of the city. Now it's like 4.5 miles away. And Antony and Cleopatra came here, as was described to us, hand in hand, cheek to cheek. I want to say they came over here for their honeymoon. I don't know. Have to check the books. But if it sounds good, it must be true. I was just going to walk across, and then let's just see the view from what I've been told is the best vantage point. Pretty hard today, after having been up for 2 days, taking a bus all night, and then of course it's winter. So the bus was supposed to be kind of like a non-stop, but we knew we were going to have to make a change. But where we ended up to change, you can't make a change. You know, one of those things. So we just ended up getting on a bus going to another city that was going through where we needed to be. And then I've been doing a lot of texting with my cell phone. And without that, quite frankly, I don't know how we'd make this work without the ability to text. I don't know how we did it 30, 40 years ago when we started traveling. No ATMs, you know, credit cards, certainly no long distance dialing and all that kind of stuff. Everything was cash, traveler's checks, no internet. I mean, how could you make a plan for the next day? Maybe it was easier doing it that way. Anyway, this is looking back in the stadium, looking up around the hillside. This is looking out to sea. And good thing we're here. I guess in the summertime it gets up in excess of 40 degrees centigrade. And then you add to that the reflection of the sun from the stone, and it's pretty oppressive from what I understand. The other thing that's very similar to this, and I just find it interesting, and nobody really describes it that way, but as time passed, many of these sites were actually, how do you say it, the marble and the stone was hauled off and used in other construction projects. you know, I mean, the people that lived here thousands of years ago, I mean, they had no idea that in the year 2009 or 2000 that this would be some kind of, you know, preservation of antiquity or something. And it's no different than what we would do today. So a lot of this stuff was lost when the material that was present here, this city became pretty much unusable when the river went away, silted in. So they just came in and took most of the stuff and put it somewhere else. And so there was no thought of, you know, destroying the site for history.